So the way that I normally speak about this is I just sit for a while and see what comes out as an introduction. And then you're free to ask questions. Hi. So I was just saying that I just sit for a little bit first, just to sit quietly for a while, and then I'll start speaking, and then you're free to ask questions afterwards. So. Whatever you feel to ask, just ask. Whatever comes up, just speak it out. Don't feel you can't say it, or just speak freely. So what is talked about in this subject, non-duality, is the most beautifulest subject. It's talking about freedom. The natural state, which is free. It's not bound by time. It's not bound by a journey of you getting somewhere in the future, in time. It's free, beyond the appearance of time, beyond the appearance of a you, a separate person. So it isn't about acquiring something, acquiring knowledge or understanding or experiences or knowing something, seeing something. It's beyond all forms. Because it's beyond all forms, you can't see it in form, you can't know it in form. It doesn't exist. What's experiencing this now doesn't exist. And yet it exists as forms, forms appearing. So it's nothing, non-existent, and yet it's everything that's appearing, every thought, every sound, every sight, every feeling. It's everything. That's all there is, everything. But what's happened in the human form is an appearance of a separate individual, an entity, who feels as if it's a real entity, a separate thing in the body, in here. And it feels as if it has a life and it's moving through the world in its own life, its own story, its own reality. And it feels separate from other humans, from objects. I am here, that is there, you are there. But that being there is based upon me being here. Once that me being here is seen through, or isn't anymore a reality, then there can't be another, there can't be an other out there. There's no more in here and out there, there's just what's appearing, there's just this. Just life happening. And not happening to someone. So this isn't an escape from life, it's not an escape from pain. Or the various colours of life. It's the end of it happening to someone. It's the end of the experiencer. And it can sound so complex and intricate and difficult, but it's actually really simple. That's how it is already. There's nobody separate here. There's just an appearance. There's this happening. There isn't someone here who's come to listen to Rebekah. There's just life happening. There's just speaking happening and hearing happening. Sounds happening. Movements appearing. So this is home. This is home. That illusion of you leaving home is an illusion, it's not true. You weren't kicked out of heaven. It's not true. It's an appearance playing out of someone abandoned by God, kicked out of heaven, abandoned, trying to find home, trying to find enlightenment, trying to find love and happiness in the world. This is love. What's being looked for in people, situations, objects is here. It's this, what's happening. This is love. You can ask questions now for this. Very quiet for the first talk. There's no questions already. That's okay.
get freedom as a like feeling or a state of mind. Like what you were talking about, as I understood, like freedom and then the concept of reality where everything is happening, not to like to someone as much as just happening. Is it like is it like what you meant? Because I couldn't quite understand like the relationship that you described between the concept of freedom
Right.
and the reality where everything is just happening, not to relate to like someone or something, but just to happen.
How was it a concept to you, freedom?
Like I get freedom as a state of being, I guess.
What does that look like? What does it? Can you describe what that is?
Not really.
No.
Because maybe freedom, like when I think about freedom, I'm thinking free from what?
Right.
Like, what is the opposite side of freedom? So, if I think about life and universe as a reality where things just happen and not like from my perspective or my point of view, because it is just happening, and one, like I'm here as much as everything else is here. So I can't like find a line between this and the freedom.
Yeah. Well, the freedom that I'm speaking about isn't a freedom in the reality of opposites, of this or that, of good or bad, or hot or... It's not in that world of opposites. That's why it's free. It's beyond that reality. And so it can't be a concept either. That would be another idea appearing, another form appearing. So this freedom is beyond the moving appearances that come and go. It's beyond. It isn't dependent on what's appearing. So if there's pain, there's pain. Pleasure, there's pleasure. This is beyond. We're so used to it being about the form, the appearance of things, how things look, how the emotional state is, how thoughts are. And we use that to measure whether there's freedom or not. You know, if there's a negative, so-called negative emotion or negative thinking, that can't be free. But this is beyond that limited idea of freedom. And it isn't somewhere that's far away. It's here. It's this. It isn't contained in good or bad, right or wrong, how the world should look. That's why it's so free. It doesn't matter what's appearing. All of it is God. All of it is perfect. All of it.
Excuse me, what was the question? What was the question?
Free from what?
Oh, freedom.
About freedom, yeah. You're saying free from what? Free from what? Yeah. Free from free from being a limitation, being something here, a limit, a something, an object, a form. It's freedom. You aren't here. It's not true. You aren't in this body. This is all appearing in you. The room, the sounds. You aren't here.
How can we believe
It doesn't require belief.
that? Okay.
It doesn't require it.
I come here to find out who I am. I found many different teachers and teachings. But how did you find out who you were?
I didn't find out who I was. I didn't find out who I was. Rebekah didn't find out who she was. There wasn't a, now I know who I am. It wasn't like that. It isn't like that. You can't find out who you are.
Be who you are.
You can't be who you are either.
No?
No,
No.
no.
So why am I here?
You aren't here.
No.
There isn't somebody here.
Okay. What was your process?
Hearing speakers speak about this freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened?
What happened? There was just a pointing, a continuous pointing to that which is beyond form, that which is experiencing this, which can't be found in form, that which isn't.
How did you do that?
It just seemed to happen. It just seemed to happen. Like the pointing to what is happening. But whatever I explain and describe, it can't be true. It can't be true. The apparent process of the loss of that entity, that person, is not actually a reality. There's been nobody ever here to die. It was an illusion, a non-truth.
Yeah, I've also read that. And many people have told me that. But
Yeah. It feels as if you exist.
yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you get rid of this illusion? Yeah. Did you meditate or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you're asking about a dream, so it's really hard to.
Yeah.
It's not true. There's nobody here. So how can a fake somebody actually describe how they stop being a fake somebody? It's a dream appearing of a someone. It's not true. So there used to be a feeling of I exist. I'm somebody here. Now there isn't. That's what's happening. There's noises outside, traffic, chanting or something.
But did you just wake up and suddenly it was different?
They just stopped being that movement in time. That stopped being a somebody. It became an appearance rather than a reality. The experience. It was no longer me, he experiencing
No.
things. It was just experiencing. There's no longer somebody watching, knowing, seeing. I thought I was seeing, I was looking and listening. But it was never true.
So did you have a hard time going from duality to real?
No, I didn't go from duality to non-duality. That illusion of you is no longer existing.
No? But it was one time also with
There seemed to be someone, yeah. There
Yes.
seemed to be a someone having a life. It only happens in humans. It's so funny. It's only in humans. There's this extra story of me in my life, and I'm doing, and I'm.
you. Yeah, yeah.
It can be so harsh. Such a harsh message, because it's taken away everything. It's a loss of the spiritual journey. It's hard for the person to lose that journey. I'm going to get there in the future. I'm going to get there. It cuts that. So it's painful. And yet it's so beautiful.
was asking freedom from what? And you reply, freedom from limitations. So it's an aspect that I find many teachers don't really have a good grasp at. The unlimited, again, is a distinction also. The unlimited is distinct from the limited. So again, I'm saying the unlimited is a distinction from the limited. So we're in a duality again, are we not? When we're saying that here is the limited and that falls away, and then we're the unlimited. How does that work?
I wasn't saying that we are the unlimited. Is that what?
Free from limitations.
Not freedom for someone from limitation. There's a sense of being something limited, being a person
Yes, indeed.
here.
Yes.
It's a freedom from that, but not for someone. Somebody isn't then left with freedom from being a limited entity. It's just the end of that apparent constriction.
Well,
And what's left
that's
isn't.
how I heard you just before. You were saying freedom from limitations.
Yeah.
So I feel that really that term limitation, or being limited, not being limited, that non-duality also has to drop. And ultimately, even if someone has self-realization,
Nobody has it, but yeah.
feels something dropped, like you said before, something dropped, something stopped.
Yeah.
You did say that. Then you claim to be in a state that's different than it was before, or an illusion fell away that was there before. But still, you find yourself in a human physical form. So you wake up every morning with the same body in your bed. And only once you open your eyes will you be able to see. Before you open your eyes, your vision is limited. So very much you're still in that limited physical framework that is at one location. Now it's here at the rooftop of German Bakery. Maybe before it was in Maroon, and some other point it's in another country. And so that limitation still seems to persist, even though maybe some identification is not there as it was before. So I think there's some confusion around this duality of being that, being the unlimited, and when ultimately still there is limitations. And the limitations are very much to do with this human form, with the flesh and blood that we cannot separate from, at least not in the lifetime. So even a sage like Ramana Maharshi, who claimed to have self-realization, was still limited by physical form in many ways, even though he claimed not to be the body. One of those claims in the light that I find problematic in some ways. I'm happy with going with the idea that I'm more than just a body, and there is some common taste that goes through all of creation, some constant that pervades each and every phenomena, or is the substratum on which these phenomena appear and disappear again. But the fact remains, it seems, that there's still the limitation of the human form, even for the sage, for a great realized sage like Brahma Maharshi. Could you comment?
That was a long piece of talking. But that's based upon your interpretation of what I've said. I didn't say any of that. That's all your interpretation of what I said.
free from limitations.
But how you interpreted it was different to what I said. I didn't say that I was free from limitation. I wasn't saying that I'm free from limitation. You've interpreted it that way. Somebody is now free from limitation. Someone is now in another state called unlimited.
I believe that really that duality has to go.
Which duality?
Limited, unlimited. As long as we're still dividing the world up into limited, unlimited, we're still traveling.
But there isn't two. There isn't two. Nothing is being everything. There isn't two. Absolute is relative. There isn't two. I don't see the two in that.
Limited, unlimited, that's a duality, I would say.
I would say no, there isn't two.
How does the term limitation then have any meaning at all if it's not distinct from that which is not limited? So all of language seems to work that way. That
Language isn't.
wherever we point, then we create that distinction. And we create that distinction of one end of the duality on one hand, and the other end of the duality on the other hand. So.
I agree that in language it is duality. Language is dual. You have to have up and down. You have to have this and that. That's language. If it appears to be dualistic, language is dualistic. And when I talk about the limitation ending or dissolving or collapsing, that doesn't leave two. It doesn't leave a limitation and it doesn't leave two things there. That apparent limitation was an appearance. And when that appearance of two collapses, there isn't one either. There's just everything or nothing. You aren't left with two things there.
I agree, there's not one, there's not two, there's not nothing. And none of those terms really work at that point. Still, the apparent fact seems to remain that there's still the human physical body limitation.
Right.
And even if I offered a great sage to take off his hand, he probably would rather refuse the offer because he's very much identified with his hand and he wants to keep it. And he will be more limited even than he was before if I take away that hand. So in a way, that physical.
That doesn't imply a limitation. That's just a human. That's an animal, a body. You can protect the body. I'm not going to offer you my neck on a table to cut my neck off. It's a response of the body to protect itself, to feed itself, to clothe itself. It doesn't imply a separate entity or limitation.
Well, it does imply limitation, I would say.
It does?
Because in that case, when suppose you play the guitar, I take off your hand, then afterwards you're limited in the way that you cannot play the guitar anymore.
The body's limited.
Yes?
The body is limited then, in that sense.
Well, how else are you going to play the guitar without your hand? Because you can start learning it again and playing with your feet and trying to do that. But it seems that the limitation has arisen through my taking of the hand.
Yeah.
Blindfolding someone, it's not so aggressive.
Yeah.
Soft, I blindfold someone. Again, he will experience a limitation. He will experience a limitation. He will not be able to see where he's going. He will start bumping into things because he cannot make out his position in space.
There'll be a change of the experience,
Yes.
yeah. There'll be a loss of vision.
From that point of view, and I believe that's really what the term limitation means. That I have certain freedoms. She was asking freedom from what? I would say we're also not just free from, but also free to. So we can be free to walk when we have two healthy legs. We can be free to fly when we are a bird. In the human form, we're not free to fly. So there is a limitation there again. And so terminology seems seems problematic. And
Yeah.
the claim that we are not still a limited creature, even when we achieve self-realization, enlightenment, whatever fancy term one likes to choose, still limitation remains.
Of the body, yes. This body can't fly. This body's limited. It can't do certain things. But that isn't who's experiencing this. This isn't an appearance. So the freedom isn't for the body, for the human. The body will be limited in being a human. It can't not be a human. So there's limit in that sense. On a physical level, the human's a human.
Yes.
The cat's a cat. The bird can fly. The human can't fly.
Yes.
In that sense, there's a limitation. But the freedom isn't found for that body or that cat or for the bird. There isn't freedom for the person or the human.
But there's something like you're talking, okay, you then move into something that is unlimited, or realize you were that unlimited over time, whatever language one prefers. Still, every morning you find yourself waking up in the same body and with the same limitations in your senses, with the same limitations in your abilities, with the same limitations or dependencies also, the necessities of needing to breathe air. Just take away the air for a few minutes. Again, the limitation becomes very obvious. But there's the whole existence is very much tied up in this physical form.
But that isn't an experience, though. That isn't an experience in the morning.
Yes,
I have to now breathe, I have to now look, I have to now... That isn't an experience.
that is the experience.
That isn't the experience. The experience now isn't I have to breathe, I have to think, I have to... That isn't an experience. I'm limited to being in this body, I'm limited to... That isn't an experience. The experience is actually free. You could be blind, have no legs, and there's freedom.
I'm not sure if the term freedom, what does the term freedom mean in that context?
It means it's not you. It's not you.
What is it?
The experience. So the having no vision or having no hands or whatever. It doesn't belong to someone. When there's someone there, then it's I can't see. I'm somehow affected by my conditions.
So I subtract all this experience.
Sorry?
I subtract all this experience because you say that's not me, all the experience.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at
If I
all.
subtract the experience, then what remains?
How do you do that?
So you were just suggesting that I'm not all the experience. Are you not?
No.
Then you have to rephrase because that's how I understood it.
So you heard me say what? Sorry.
I'm not the experience. I'm not the fact that I can fly. I'm not see. I'm not a guitar. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not me. That's what you said. So this experience is not me. Then if I take away all these, what remains?
Everything. I could say nothing remains.
But in this, like, nothing or everything, there is still differences between what's going in this body and what's going on in this body. And inside this body, there's experiences of the body, of what it hears and what
Yeah.
it sees and how it talks what languages does it know, and how does it look like, and there is no concept of me which is related separately from
Can you
this
speak
body.
a little bit louder? It's very
Sorry.
difficult to hear.
You can, yeah, you
Sorry, I'm saying like if in the concept of everything or nothing, there is still differences between this body and another. And if this body has his own senses, it's related, inseparable from the experiences that is me. Like my memories, how I think, how I feel, it's all related to this body. So in this stage of like nothing or everything, what is the meaning of the different like bodies, different souls, different thinking, different languages, different looks, different needs, desires,
Yeah.
like likes, dislikes, or taste, smell.
Yeah.
Like if there is no meaning between the differences of myself and another self, so what it is, like what's the meaning, what's the purpose of this being? It's not like
What's the purpose of the differences? You mean
like-
different humans have different preferences, different experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the purpose of it?
Yeah. Like why am I here? Like my experience, my being is here right now. Whether I call it my body or my soul or whatever you
Yeah.
call it in any other language.
Yeah. It feels like that. It feels as if I am here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am here. I exist. There are other beings out there that have their own independent thoughts and feelings and experiences. But can you actually know that's true? That there's other people that have experiences and have thoughts?
I think
Like right now, do you know that other people have thoughts?
I guess I have to believe it.
You believe it, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
otherwise
But you can't.
I'll be alone. And that's very scary.
Yeah, it is scary. Yeah, it is scary. It is. Yeah, the person's afraid of being on their own.
Terrifying.
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 That's why it clings to others, to other people, to other things, and to not feel so afraid, to not be alone. But this is total aloneness. It is aloneness. There is just that. There's nothing else other than that. There isn't an other looking. There is just that, or there's just you, or there's just God, or there's just this. There isn't two. There isn't another body. And that's why it's so frightening, because you're losing your position. You are everything.
And Rebecca, when you say I'm everything, does this mean that I'm everything that I perceive with my senses and beyond that? Or what would be everything in that case? That what I experience right now with my
Yeah.
senses?
Like everything that's appearing, so every sound, every sensation, the bum on the seat, the feet on the floor, the sounds that are appearing, the voice. What else is there?
Even
Sounds,
the
sight,
thought, even if the thought appears.
thoughts, feelings, all of it. It's appearing out of nothing. Where does it come from? The thoughts. Can you find where it's coming from? This is the beauty. It's just happening out of nothing. These words are being spoken. There's nobody in here speak. They're just being spoken. There's nobody here to do anything. Nobody exists here. Nobody wakes up and moves the body. It just happens. Like the breath's just happening. Thoughts are happening. This hand's moving. The false idea of I'm in here doing that, I'm in here speaking and thinking and moving my body, it's not true. And this is the awakening. The dropping of that illusion, that energy of claiming, of being something here, existing as someone here. This is free. This is all there is, freedom. Appearing as everything that's appearing.
So freedom is not a feeling.
A feeling's an appearance. This is why this is so free. It's beyond the temporary appearances. You can't get it and lose it. Who's got it to lose it? It's another appearance. I've got it. It's another appearance appearing. You'll lose it. It can't stay. What you are, what is nothing. It's nothing, nothing. It's appearing as everything. You don't become awakened. You can't awaken. You can't be enlightened. There is no sage or enlightened being. It's impossible. It's not true. There's no one here to be that. You imagine a teacher. You imagine a speaker, a sage. And you do that so you can stay as somebody here, as someone lower. They're higher and then I'm lower. You don't care who you are. You want to be someone. Even lower. I'll be someone. Just someone. I have to be something. Something separate. A seeker on a path somewhere. This won't let you be anything. You can't be anything. Being something is suffering. Because it isn't true. So this takes everything away.
Are you talking about choiceless awareness?
Don't know, maybe. Choiceless
So
awareness.
not differentiating, not making a choice out of the whole.
No, in that case, no.
Continuous lack of choosing.
No. That one who feels it can choose or not choose is not a reality. This this is beyond that appearance of someone who can choose or not choose.
So is it total non-identification with everything, anything?
Not as a doing or an action.
No, but is that a similar thing? Because from my point of view, I'm trying to get the feeling of what it is to be everything.
Yeah.
The nearest I can get is total non-identification and choicelessness. But those are limited words, I understand that from my point of view.
Yeah.
Best I can do.
Yeah. The person can't help make this about them. It's always about the person. This is about me understanding this or seeing this, or it has to be about the person always. We'll interpret it regarding me, how I see it, how I can understand it, how I can use it and get it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is. But no action is needed. This is already the case.
You say no action is needed.
No
For
action.
What? For what?
To see anything, to see everything is as it is, everything is perfect.
No sadness.
No what, sorry?
No sadness.
What's that? Practices.
You don't have to meditate. You don't have to make your mind still and things like this.
Well, that happens, it happens. If there's meditation, if there's other practices happening, that's what's happening. There's nothing wrong with meditating or practicing anything. But in terms of to get to something, it's kind of irrelevant. This already is the case.
Yeah.
So it's what are you trying to get to?
Yeah.
What do you believe you will be led to by doing these things? What are you working towards?
Yeah. To lose this illusion.
Yeah. hopeless for the person. Hopeless. Because it's living in time. So to get to a point of there being no person, it sees it in time as a future event that will happen in the future. So it's doing things to try and get to this imagined future of there being no one. That whole reality is an appearance appearing in no one. You can't get to no one, there is no one. So you will keep playing in that whole dream. Yeah.
But how to lose it?
Yeah. But who would care about how to lose it? Only you would care about how to lose you.
Yeah.
It becomes irrelevant. This isn't being spoken to try and help that person to see there's no one here. It's impossible to.
So what to do?
Yeah. That's always the question, what to do. What to do.
Many people came here to Ramana to get advice what to do.
Right. Yeah. But what to do about what? What's the problem?
Well, the problem is that we are in suffering as long as we are in this duality. You've been there also, I guess, some time ago. You know.
There was a dream appearing, yeah. That I needed help and I was on this journey to get to liberation. That was appearing, yeah. Yeah. But the freedom really is what's happening. That was a dream appearing, playing out of me on this journey in time. It was appearing in this. It was never a reality or a truth. It was an appearance. Like the chanting outside or the traffic. It's an appearance. There's no reality to it. It's appearing. Likewise, this sense of me appearing on a journey to somewhere is appearing. There's nowhere else to go. This is it. This is it. The promises of in the future are not true.
What promises?
There's better to come. There's better in the future. It's coming in the future. You'll get there in the future. It's not true.
So what do we do? Yeah.
The question is who?
The person who is sitting here, what do I do?
But I don't see anyone sitting there.
Okay, you're talking to her.
I'm not sorry.
You are talking to her.
You believe that. to be true. That someone's talking to someone else.
That's the reality I am in. I am in that reality.
It feels like that. It feels like that. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like that.
Yeah.
But the reality is what? There's speaking happening. That's the reality. These words are appearing. That's the reality. That I'm in here speaking is an extra story added on. I'm in here listening. But can you feel that loss of there's just what's happening? There's just the speaking happening? It's just sounds appearing, vision appearing. That loss of you in time.
It's not that like that. No. No, I do feel separate. Yeah.
Feel separate.
Yeah, I feel separate.
Where are you?
I'm here at German Bakery listening to you,
But where are you?
Rebekah. Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm in the world.
You're in the world. That's the experience right now. You're in the world.
Yes, yes. I feel connected though. I don't feel, like the world doesn't want me here. I feel that I belong here actually. So there is a connection and a belonging and a belonging. But I have never been where you are, where you just feel that everything just is.
And who am I? Where am I? Where am I? You say, I'm not where you are, but where am I? Where do you imagine me to be?
I imagine that you have a different way of see me,
A different way
of seeing me.
of seeing you.
Yeah, because I see you as separate. I see myself as separate.
Do you see the body, or do you see?
Yeah, I see the
So you
body.
see your body,
Yes,
yeah.
because what else? Can I
So you see a body?
I have body and I have my feelings. So I can see a person. I can feel some feelings.
Yeah.
That's it.
So from that sense of feeling as if you are separate, you then see,
Yeah, I see myself as separate.
Yeah.
As the rest of the people. Yeah.
yeah, and then you then project and see a separate someone in here, in this body.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is happening?
What else is happening?
Other than that projection of there being someone here and someone there, what else is appearing?
Well, this longing.
Longing.
Yeah.
What else is appearing? Anything else? What else is appearing? Anything else?
Oh, in my feelings.
Just whatever's appearing.
Yeah. I'm just longing to have this feeling of not being separate, not being in the duality.
Yeah. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I just, yeah.
Can you say something about the difference between the real and the imaginary? Are they even different, or are they inherently the same?
I'm not sure what real is. Real. Right, there's an appearance of real. So this table appears to be real. It appears to be a computer, which I might call real, a real computer, a real table. So the appearances appear real, but it's an appearance.
Before you were using the term illusion. It's an illusion. So
Yeah.
I would claim it's imaginary.
No,
Like a unicorn, that's an illusion.
no, I mean
If you're
it.
seeing a unicorn, then that's imaginary. Because no one's ever met a real unicorn.
I use the term illusion to mean it appears to be, but it's not actual reality. It appears to be. There seems to be an appearance of someone, of a person. It appears that way. But it's not a reality. It's an illusion. but it appears to be. That's how I define it, illusion. Maybe it's different in your intellect, but I define it in that way. So it's an appearance of real, but actually it's unreal. It's not real, but it appears to be real. There appears to be gravity, and there appears to be a solid reality. So it appears that way. But when there's that sense of a person, everything seems just real, just solid, just a reality and real.
Well, if you fall off a 10-story house, then it appears that you will be dead afterwards.
The body will, yeah.
So I would call that a strong reality. In a dream it's different. In a dream I might be falling off a house, and then I'll wake up and I'll realise, oh, I'm still alive, and it's just a dream, wasn't it?
That's still a dream, actually. It's actually still a dream.
Yes. So that would be imagining the difference between the imaginary fall and the real fall. Of course, they're both. In either cases, you have appearances. Yes. Appearances. But when you claim that everything that's appearing is an illusion, well, then why don't I stand up after I fall off the 10-story house?
Because the body is subject to being hurt and being damaged. That's the way this functions.
Natural laws, are they real?
They appear to be real. In this,
physical laws?
yeah. They seem to be real, yeah. They appear to be real.
Well, they very reliably seem to work in every appearance.
Yeah, in this reality.
So,
In this reality, yes, there's gravity, there's objects you bump into if you go too close, and it appears that way in this reality, yes. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. And that's still the case. I mean, this body's still vulnerable to those laws and to behaving in a certain way in public, and it's still going to function in that way because it's still alive or operating.
what does it mean when you say it's all an illusion?
It's not what it appears to be. It's real. It appears to be real, but it's unreal. It's not actually a reality. It's unreal. It appears to be. But you can't.
It's unreal. What is it then? If it's not a house, if it's not a body, if it's only appears to be alive, appears to be dead,
Yeah.
appears to be limited, appears to be unlimited, perfect, imperfect, whatever. What then is the reality
Yeah.
for that?
What's the reality? This is the reality. What's happening?
Just before you were claiming it's an illusion.
I was saying the person is an illusion. It appears to be. It feels as if it's a real entity, a real thing, but it's not. It appears to be that way. There appears to be a person. There appears to be a person here. There's when that sense of person is there, because it feels so real, everything is real, everything is solid and real. When that dissolves, it's real, but it's not real. It's I can't explain that to you. It loses its realness. It becomes empty. Everything's empty. So it appears to be real. It appears to be a table, but it's empty. It will still hurt this hand to hit it, but it's empty. And you can't intellectually learn that and then know it.
In Mahayana Buddhism, we have a great mantra. Form is empty, emptiness everything has its form. So is that what you're pointing at?
Yeah. Nothing being everything. So everything is nothing. Unreal being real, appearing to be real. Form, it's not two, it's the same. There isn't two there.
Well, but there's a difference between a unicorn and a horse.
Yeah, there's a chair and a table. It appears to be two different things, but it's not. We were so used to form. This isn't a rejection of form. Form is it. It's not really form. It just appears that way. What you seek for is never left. You're swimming in it. hour or 5 minutes? It's now 5. Oh, wait 5 minutes more. Thanks for coming today. It's been really, really lovely. It's been really nice. I'm back on Wednesday again at 3 till 5. So if you come on Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's a donation.
Bye.